All right. Welcome, everybody, to the semi-finals of Wimbledon for the men. We had the ladies' semi-finals yesterday. We had one epic match, one straightforward match. And today we've got potentially two epics. I mean, yesterday we thought both matches were going to be epic as well. So, I mean, look, we'll see. Maybe the second match is more exciting. Maybe the first match. Maybe they're both. I don't know. We'll find out. This tournament went quick. I feel like it didn't. Kind of. Yes and no. Like the first week, I feel like the first week after a while just kind of took forever, and then all of a sudden we're here in the semi-finals. But we're starting with Fritz versus Alcaraz, the first match, 10 minutes away. Very hot day today, so it's going to be interesting to see who can deal with the heat. Apparently, Djokovic is fine. He's good to go after falling at the end of his last match. Sinner still has the elbow, so we'll see what's wrong. I mean, the next match is between two guys who may or may not be hurt. We'll find out. This match is between two guys who are fresh, or fresh enough. But 2-0 is the head-to-head between these two. They've never played at a Grand Slam. They have played twice. Fritz has spent 4 more hours on court than Alcaraz, so that's interesting. Also hit 30 more aces, though. So his serve is better than Alcaraz, but Alcaraz has been on court less than Fritz, because Fritz played a couple of 5-setters, to start the tournament off. And that's always fun. But let's see. Let's see if Fritz can do the impossible. And when I say impossible, I mean no one can beat Alcaraz. Like, no one. Rune beat him once in Barcelona final, but that was because Alcaraz was not 100%. Partly because he wasn't 100%. So, yeah. Let's see if Fritz can shock the world. And then tomorrow, we've got the ladies' final. Tomorrow, and then the men's final on Sunday. Are Fritz and Alcaraz the most informed grass players this season? Yes. You got a guy who's won 2 titles in 3 events, and you got a guy who has not lost a grass court match since the middle of last year. So, or the start, like June last year. So, yeah. Definitely the 2 most informed grass guys. Before this clay season, he was rubbish. Clay and grass seemed to do something to him. Something for him. Wait, what? Who's rubbish? What's my opinion on JB's new album? Who? I have no idea who you gotta I can't, don't abbreviate people's names. It's very generic initials. I think Fritz could make it more difficult, but unfortunately can't see him winning. Yeah, I think Fritz could win one of the first 2 sets and make it interesting, but I don't think he's gonna win. Oh, Justin Bieber? Oh, I have no idea. I haven't listened to it. I don't know what's going on. Hello? This is semi-finals of Wimbledon. You're in the wrong chat. I've consulted the Oracle, and it's clear it's straight sets for Carlos. Okay, well, there you go. Well, I'll see you for the next match. That is that. I thought JB was Jack Black. Yeah, I don't know. I thought JB was a tennis player. But yeah, so that's the situation at the moment. Now let me go through some stats for you, because that is always fun. So when Alcaraz has played a top 5 guy, because we have a top 5 clash for the first time at Wimbledon this year, we haven't had a top 5 clash at all because of all the upsets happening, and this might be the only top 5 clash, because the final, if Djokovic makes it, he's not top 5. So this is the only top 5 clash so far. Alcaraz has won 4 of the 5 matches that he's contested against top 5 guys at Wimbledon. That was twice against Medvedev and twice against Djokovic. The one loss he's had was against Medvedev. So he played Medvedev in 2021, second round, lost to him. 2023 and 2024, he beat Medvedev. And then he obviously beat Djokovic the last 2 finals. So he's got a good record against top 5 guys. Whereas Fritz, his only top 5 wins are against Zverev. And that's in, I think, all time. No, sorry, he's only won once against a top 5 guy, and that was against Zverev here last year. He's lost to Wawrinka. He's lost to Zverev in the second round of 2018, and also Rafa here at Wimbledon in the quarterfinals of 22, which was an absolute epic. If you remember that 3 years ago, it was amazing. So close for Fritz too. If he had won that, who knows what could have happened. So that's you would give it Alcaraz. You would give Alcaraz the edge in this one because of many things, but that's one of the reasons. Fritz is not without possibilities. If Fritz wins this, it goes up as one of his greatest wins ever. Like it could be his best win ever. Up there with Indian Wells, final. Up there with, I don't know. It's got to be top 3 best wins of all time for him, right? Heartbreak for Collingwood. Did you watch? No, but did they lose? That's great. We love that. Why would it be heartbreak? When Collingwood lose, everybody wins. Oh, they lost by a goal. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, they had a kick after. Did they kick? Oh, no, they lost. Oh, that's so great. We love that. Thank you for that. That just made me feel so much better. Thank you. And then Essendon play Richmond, I think, tomorrow. And if we win that, then that's just like the best weekend ever. If we beat Richmond and Collingwood lose, I mean, what a great week. And the Wimbledon finals. Oh, my God. I love it. Sucks to be Collingwood. Anyways, we love that, chat. Didn't kick a goal until the third quarter, and we're losing by 45 points. Well, you should have lost by 45. It would have been better. Yeah, you were down by 45 and you lost by 6. So it's not a comeback unless you win. Sucks to suck. Did you watch the World Tennis Championship final? No. Why would you bring that up? I don't know why you bring that up. I don't know what that is. Is that a chess thing? Fritz Novak is the fixed final. Ooh. Chat, did you hear that? Fixed final. Ooh, that's an interesting comment. Fritz final, fixed final. Okay. Anyways, players about to come out of court, and then we'll go from there. What happened with my chat? I'm having deja vu. Have we not had this conversation before? I feel like we've had this conversation before. Did we not have this conversation about fixed finals like last Grand Slam? I'm having deja vu, chat. I'm having deja vu. Have we been here before? I feel like we've been here and done this. I don't know who wins this match. If I did, I would bet on it. And I'm not that good at deja vu, but it feels like we've had we talked about this before, right? Like, didn't we talk about this? The French? I feel like we did this already. Somebody came in, I made jokes, and then anyways, I'm losing my mind. It's too early. We have It's not my we have been here before. Cool. Okay. Cool. So it's a collective deja vu. Alcaraz in 3, you reckon? Okay. Multiple times. Yeah. How many sets? I think I said Alcaraz in 5, but I'm probably more likely to go Alcaraz in 4. I think that Alcaraz will win, but I'd love Fritz to get a set. That'd be great. Nole in 5, Alcaraz in 4. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning. I'm going Sinner in 5. Sorry, Sinner in 5, Alcaraz in 4. Alcaraz in 5. I don't know. Did you know that Jim Courier picked Fritz to win and just to appease the bettors? Did he say that? Did he say, I'm picking Fritz to appease the bettors, or are you saying that he is doing that for that reason? I would never bet money against Alcaraz and Sinner. ATP need money and hype. Okay, I have no idea what the second part of that was. I think we'll get to tiebreak. I think we'll get 2 tiebreaks in this. A couple of tiebreaks. Final is Sincaraz. Okay. I got a feeling that it's going to be Djokovic. Even though I can't remember. Did I pick Sinner? I think I did pick Sinner. I picked Sinner because Djokovic fell and I was scared. But if I could have my time again and redo that video, I'd probably go on with Djokovic. If I knew Djokovic wasn't as injured as he was, because but I also picked Sinner to win the tournament, so it'd be weird to pick against Sinner at this. I've got to go down with a ship. Hey, Doctor Strange and Freddie Mercury in the house. That's crazy. I only know them by their characters. Yeah, I kind of want a 3. Like Sincaraz is great. We watched that, but we just watched that. I kind of want a Djokovic Alcaraz 3. I kind of want Djokovic Alcaraz 3 Wimbledon. especially if Djokovic is healthy. Like if his leg is not bad, I kind of want to see that. Like the trilogy, it'd be one of the all-time Wimbledon things. But then again, Sinkeraz final. I mean, he can't go wrong. Poor Fritz. Poor Taylor Fritz. I mean, if Taylor wins, I win like $100. So I mean, if he wins, I win money. If he loses, then we get a classic final either way. So it's all wins all around, really. There's no losers today, chat. At least not in my house. Djokovic is not really injured. Okay. Who do you think can be the third great to Alcaraz and Sinner when Djokovic fit? We need to stop thinking we need a big three. There doesn't need, like in the 90s, there wasn't a big three. There was Agassi, Sampras, and then a bunch of good players. We don't need three. Three is not the number. It's not. We don't need a magic three number. It's not a thing. We can have a big two and then a bunch of other good players. It doesn't need to be. We don't three. We need to move away from big three. It's not a thing. It's just Alcaraz, Sinner, and then everybody else. Look at the 90s, right? If we go back to the 90s real quick, you had Sampras and Agassi taking over that decade, but then you also had Courier win a couple, you know? And so there's going to be, and that's better. I think that's better than having like a big three who just take over everything, because then it's not as fun having just the same players winning, even though it was fun for like, you know, a while, but I got bored of it. In fact, when I look back at the 80s and the 90s, in the 90s, it was Sampras and then Agassi. Sampras won 12, Agassi won 5. So it wasn't even like that. And then Courier won 4, and then Edberg won 3. I feel like we're going to have more of like an 80s situation with, you know, someone winning. Like Verlander, Lendl won 7, McEnroe won 6, Becker won 4. And then a bunch of players won 3. It feels like we're going to have more of that rather than it being like, you know, a big 3. In fact, it might even be more like the Djokovic has already won 8 in the 2020s, so he's already got the most of the decade. So when we look back on the 2020s, it's going to be in 2 halves. The first half of the 2020s when Djokovic, you know, dominated, and then the second half of the 2020s when it was Alcaraz Sinner. So the 2020s are going to look weird. It's going to have like Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner as the big 3 of the 2020s, which they are. If you look back at Djokovic, that's the big 3. You want a big 3? There's your big 3. There's your 3. That's it. There's a 3 right there. There's 3. Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner. That's it. Next question. Next question. All right, players are on court. Crowd just went woo. Alcaraz in tough 3 setter, you reckon? Okay. Fritz going to win. All right. Djokovic has a chance, right? Yeah, I think the next match is definitely closer, like a 50-50. Oh, chat, look at this. I was creative today. Don't they do this on the you ready, chat? Look at this, ready? This is how you reveal artwork. Ta-da! It looks less ugly. But look, I did it with everything. Look, chat, ready? You can't see the patterns on this one, but it's got like a pattern. It's like a scaly pattern on it. Ready? What's this? Look, this one. Who can guess this one? Ready? 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 See, look. Look, this one. Ready? 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 The Wimbledon one's kind of boring, though. But it's got like a pattern on it. Like you can't see it though. It's too. Well, this one. Ready? Ready? I got so many. Ready? Who can guess this one? Ooh, that's not Alcaraz. They're about to start. Look at this one. Ready? Ready? Throwback. We'll go the other way. Ready? Who can guess this one? Ooh, that's a tough one. This one. But I like to have the collar. Like, it's cool. And then Wimbledon. So these two are actually the same shirt, but just different colors. This is the Wimbledon one, and this is the Alcaraz Channel Slam. The Channel Slam. Do they have? This one has a pattern on it. This one doesn't have a pattern. But they're the same. They're the same basically style shirt. They're just one's white. So I'm gonna put them on my wall somewhere. But this is great. By the way, shout out to Granitor for this one. Actually looks good. Really happy how they turned out. All right. You think I'd be sponsored? I just bought those shirts but they look cool. I'm gonna put them. Might put them here. All right. By the way, I can't find this damn. If I have to buy an Alcaraz shirt again, I'm screwed. I might buy the Djokovic. The Wimbledon shirts are boring, though. I don't want a bunch of just white shirts on my wall. Win other tournaments. Shirts look good. Yeah, I love it. I was thinking of putting like a little photo of like each one, but maybe I'll get to that eventually. But I think they look pretty cool. Players are warming up. Yep. You got so many. Well, I got the 5 Alcaraz Slam shirts, and then I've got Federer 2009 and Rafa 2020. Rafa 2020 was the first one I bought when he won his 20th Slam. Yeah, unfortunately, Djokovic stuff's really hard to find. Lacoste shirts are hard to find. But yeah, that's the collection. I love that those frames are perfect too. I can put so many of them on the wall. So show the Rafa again. This is the Roger one. I love the collar. So cool. All right. We should get a 2021 US Open shirt for Novak. Why? He lost. Okay. Players are warming up, and then we're going to get started. First set tiebreak, maybe. Oh, by the way, I updated the postcard wall as well. So the people that sent postcards the last couple of days, that has been updated. Those are on the wall. All right. Oh, that's why. Okay. All right. Here we go. The first semi-final for the men, I'm going with Alcaraz in 5. I hope we get 2 5-setters today. I feel like we have potentially got 2 5-setters. Fritz has got to win the first set, I think, to be any shot at winning. But let's see. Let's see how Fritz goes. In his first Wimbledon semi-final. Trying to make his first Wimbledon final and second Grand Slam final in as many as in the span of a month, a year. Who you got, chat? Who have you got? Serve to the back of Alcaraz. Return gets in front of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand. Getting that Fritz forehand. Alcaraz forehand on the stretch. Fritz with a backhand. Goes short. Alcaraz drop shot. Fritz is going to get there, but no, he's not. Wasn't even close. Alcaraz in 4. Alcaraz in 3. 3-1 Alcaraz. All right. All right, 15 love. Perfect stuff for Carlos. Yep. Fritz is serving, by the way. As the return goes in the forehand of Fritz. Forehand now from Alcaraz. Goes long, and it's 15-all. All right, 15-all. Fritz has got to serve well today. No serve, no chance. Now he's got a fault second serve. As the return goes back into Fritz. Slice from Alcaraz as Fritz goes to the forehand of Alcaraz into the forehand of Fritz. Alcaraz forehand again. Into the forehand of Fritz on the stretch. Alcaraz taking over. And he puts a forehand winner away. 15-30. I mean, this kind of has, and I hate this because I'm realistic. This kind of feels like it could be like when we've watched Medvedev versus Alcaraz at Wimbledon. You know, when it's just like, oh, this is going to be, oh, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, it has that kind of like, it could turn out to be like that, which sucks because those matches we thought were going to be really good, and then all of a sudden they just were like straight sets flops. I feel like it could happen to Fritz. Like, Alcaraz could just put a beating on him, and all of a sudden we're watching Djokovic. Anyway, it's 15-40. Break points are ready for Alcaraz. To take the break. So there's an ace out wide Fritz. That's perfect. 30-40. Serve again. As the return goes in the forehand of Fritz. Alcaraz back into the line off the tape. Fritz runs, can't get it. Alcaraz wins the game. He's broken already. 1 love. 1 love for Alcaraz. That is the start. All right. All right. Fritz looked very nervous during the walk. Yeah, it's his first Wimbledon semi, right? He's only played, I think, 1 or 2 semifinals in the past. 1 semifinal in the past, right? In the US. All right, 1-0 for Alcaraz. As the return goes out by Fritz. 15 love. All right, 30 love. $40 love. And Osaka holds 2 love. All right. 2 love Alcaraz in 5 minutes. Borg is back. Bjorn Borg is back. As Fritz serves a fault, second serve. As that goes in the net from Alcaraz on the return. 15 love. As we would have served on the tee. The forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand from Fritz. The backhand of Alcaraz is Fritz slice. And then Alcaraz can't do anything with it. And it's 30 love. 30 love. Fritz serves again. First serve's a fault, second serve. As the return goes the backhand of Fritz. Slice from Alcaraz goes long, and it's 40 love. Love. Djokovic will win. Well, we'll find out later. Good serving, Fritz. All right, he's on the board. 2-1 Alcaraz with the break. Okay, this feels like Zverev versus Sinner at this round open. I don't think this is as hyped up as that was, though. I don't think this match is as like. I don't think this. I mean, it would be like if last year's final at Wimbledon if we're going to get an Australian Open final. I mean, look, let's be real. Nothing is going to beat the French Open final. Nothing's going to beat that. The best match before that was, I mean, probably the French Open match before. I mean, Zverev versus Alcaraz wasn't as good. Probably Djokovic. Alcaraz here in 23 was the next best one. So even no matter what happens in the final, it's not going to be as good. Not going to be as good. No shot. But let's just hope these matches are competitive. Never say never. I'm saying it. It's not going to be as good. And then if it's better than I think, then that's amazing. Low expectations. I mean, after 2 sets, we're thinking that match was boring because Sinner was winning easily. And then look what happened, right? All right, Fritz on the board. 2-1 Alcaraz. All right, 2-1. Alcaraz a serve. There's a fault, second serve. And the return goes in from Fritz. All right, Fritz on the attack, hits a winner. Nice from Fritz. Love 15. Nice work, Fritz. Love 15. All right, serve again. Here's a let from Alcaraz. As Fritz hits a return out. 15-0. All right. 30-15. Nice serving from Alcaraz. Carlos is serving much better than with a new serve. Server Takashima beat USA player. What? All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Serving to the back and Fritz, who hits a return winner. If you're ahead of me, please don't write in the chat things before it happens, before I say it. So if you saw that it was a good shot and you write that in the chat and I see it and then I'm waiting for a good shot and it's a good shot and I'm not going to be able to react to it. So please don't do that. I know it's hard to not do that, but because if I look at the chat and I hear someone say, "What a shot," and then I look and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's not as exciting." It's a spoil. You spoiled it for me. 40-30. I mean, I'll try not to look at the chat though, but I'll try and ignore the chat as well. 40-30, ace down the tee. All right, Alcaraz 3-1. No, that's all right. All right, 3-1. Alcaraz takes the lead.
Cam, I follow you not because I like tennis, but because your consistency is very inspiring. You show up no matter what, despite your weird time zone.
No worries. Thank you for the donation and the nice words. I totally butchered your name, and I'm sorry, Ilham. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Serena has announced her return to tennis. That's crazy. I've heard nothing about that, and sounds totally fake. 15-love. As Fritz serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Fritz backhand to the Alcaraz forehand. Fritz on the stretch. Hits it to the backhand of Alcaraz. As Fritz gets it with a backhand. Get to the backhand of Alcaraz in the net. 30-love. As Fritz hits it in the net, and it's 30-15. $30-15. $30-15. As we just serve again, the net from Fritz. Second serve. Second serve. Now, of course, hits a return long. 40-15. $40-15. As Fritz serves a fault, second serve. Double fault Fritz, 40-30. Alcaraz got something in his eye. The umpire's going to have a look. Yeah, Alcaraz got something in his eye and he's trying to blink it out. I think Alcaraz is getting the doctor out as well. Not sure what happened. Maybe it was some dirt from the grass. Alcaraz doesn't know. Anyways, 40-30, Fritz serves. An ace down the tee. All right, Fritz on the board again, but Alcaraz has to break 3-2. Where's Shelton? Ha ha ha. Okay. Shelton lost in the last round. What's so funny about that? All right, doctor's out just to check if check Alcaraz's eye. The umpire's gonna have the doctor's gonna have a look. There's nothing in there. Maybe, I mean, usually when you get something in your eye, even if it falls out straight away, it can just feels like it's in there. So Alcaraz's gonna get some eye drops, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. I think a bug flew into his eye. Oh, is it a bug? I think a bug flew into his eye. You could see like this little like white dot just kind of like hit him in the face. Might have been a bug. But it might have hit his eye and then like flew out. And just annoying enough. Yeah, I don't think it was in his eye, but all right, who's in the royal box today? Anyone familiar? Everyone wears sunglasses. Hard to know. Doctor Strange and Bjorn Borg. Oh, Pat Cash is there. Pat Cash and Bjorn Borg are just having a laugh. Did they ever play each other? I'm sure they must have crossed paths. They would have played maybe once, I guess. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. Cashy and Borg. No, never played. I guess they were slightly different generations. Borg retired when Cash started playing well, and then when Cash retired, Borg came back for a little bit. Leo's in the house? There's no way Leo's in the house. Leo DiCaprio's not there. There is no shot. I would have seen him. Where the hell's Leo? He's usually wearing a baseball cap and he's hiding in the back. Leo's not there, is he? Freddie Mercury's there. I know, yeah. He is? You're the only person who said that, though. Where is he? Is he not in the stands? Is he somewhere else? Leo? He's not there. Where the hell is he? Leo is there? Where? Titanic was there? Where? I can't, he's not there. Hugh Grant is sleeping. Okay. Chat, I don't know what you're talking about. Leonardo DiCaprio is not there. Unless he's not sitting in the chairs. And he's sitting in the stands, which could totally be possible. Anyway, it's 30-15. If he's there, he's not in the royal box. Anyways, goes in the forehand of Fritz. Slice from Alcaraz, the backhand of Fritz. As Alcaraz backhand on the stretch. Fritz cross-court the slice of Alcaraz. Fritz with a forehand on the attack. Alcaraz backhand cross. Fritz gets it. As Alcaraz backhand again, the forehand of Fritz. Fritz in control here. Alcaraz in trouble with a forehand on the stretch. Goes out, 30-all. All right, Fritz putting on a fight. 30-all. He must not be in the royal box because I didn't see nothing. Here. I can't see shit. What are you talking about? I didn't see nothing. Anyways. 30-0. He has sunnies on. There's like everyone has sunnies on. He's in the stands, not in the row box. Okay, there you go. Yeah, okay. That's what I was asking. He's not in the row box. He's in the stands, which fair enough. All right, 40-30, Alcaraz with a good serve. All right, 40-30. As we get a fault from Alcaraz, second serve. Serve to the forehand of Fritz. Back in from Alcaraz into the forehand of Fritz. Fritz hits it out. 4-2. Alcaraz holds. Leo's made some of the most badass movies in the 21st century. Oh, yeah. Best Leo. Go on, chat. Give me what's your favorite Leo movie? All right. Fritz to serve. Catch Me If You Can. Great movie. Reverend. Are you picking that movie just because you won an Oscar for it? Because, to be honest, that wouldn't be on my top 5. Inception. Yep. The Beach. Underrated. Departed. Great. Django. Yep. Wolf of Wall Street. Goated. Gangs of New York. Yes. Blood Diamond. Underrated. Shutter Island. Great. Shutter Island's actually great. 15 Love. Nobody said Titanic. Oh, there we go. Titanic. I gotta rewatch Titanic. I feel like I haven't seen it for a long time. Anyways, 30 Love. The Aviator. Nice. Gilbert Grape. Yep. All right. 30 Love. 7 to the 4 of Alcaraz. Return goes into the slice of Fritz, who hits a drop shot winner. Good work from Fritz. 40 Love. It's been 84 years. Gatsby. How did no one say Gatsby? That's crazy. No one said Gatsby. That's a great movie. Romeo and Juliet. That's a good movie too. I wouldn't watch it, but... Anyways, forehand goes out by Fritz. 40-15. 40-15. I haven't watched Gatsby yet. You gotta watch Gatsby. What the hell? All right, 40-15. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Man, who did not... Why did we mention that one? Holy shit. That's a great movie. That's a great movie. All right, 7 to the back end of Alcaraz. Forehand from Fritz. There's Alcaraz forehand. It's long, and it's Fritz winning the game, but Alcaraz got the break. 4-3. The list would be short if you asked the bad ones. I agree. Basketball Diaries, never heard of it. Revolutionary Road, everyone keeps saying that, but I haven't seen that. Killers of the Moon, the Flower Moon, I haven't seen that either, but apparently it's really good. All right. First set, 4-3. This Boy's Life, never heard of it. Shutter Island is underrated. Or it's rated, I don't know. It's been in a lot of movies. By the way, Chad, I saw a trailer for Happy Gilmore 2. Oh, it looks so bad. I'm not going to get Netflix, but it looks so bad. The Goonies? Leo wasn't in the Goonies. What the hell are you talking about? The Man in the Iron Mask. Yeah, that's another one that he's in, right? Yeah. I haven't seen that. I've got a bit of a Leo collection. I've got Inception. I've got Gangs of New York. Blood Diamond. Catch Me If You Can. I've got a little bit of a Leo collection going. I need to get Gatsby. I've got Gatsby. I've got to get more Leo DVDs. All right. 4-3 as Alcaraz comes to the net and Fritz puts it in the net. 15 love. Apparently the F1 movie is really good. We're going to have to go watch the F1 movie. Telling Mr. Ripley. That's not Leo. That's Matt Damon, isn't it? 15 love. Alcaraz serves a fault. Second serve. I enjoyed F1. Yeah, I'm going to go see F1 next week. F1's incredible. F1 is rubbish. But you also said Serena's coming back, so I feel like you're saying everything opposite today. You said Serena's coming back, which is not true, and F1 is rubbish, so it must be good. I don't trust your opinion. 30 love. So you made an account 11 days ago, mods. Nice hitting from Alcaraz. 30 love. Who's Sydney Aviator? Yep. Departed. Departed is great. All right, good serve again. Alcaraz, 40 love. 40 love. All right, 40 love. Alcaraz serves a fault, second serve. Alcaraz serves again. To the backhand of Fritz, and then the drop volley winner, Alcaraz, 5-3. Alcaraz got that early break and has just held on ever since. Who's seen Dumb and Dumber, the greatest movie ever? It's funny. I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber for a while, though. What's my favorite DiCaprio movie? I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street for a while, but I do like that one. I like Wolf of Wall Street and Gatsby. I feel like I've seen them the most. I think those two are the ones that I've seen the most. All right, 15 love. Gatsby is one of those movies that I feel like if you watch it once every couple of years and you kind of forget what happens, and then you watch it and it's like, I feel like you can always go back to it. I like Catch Me If You Can as well. I like that movie too. As we slice down the line to the forehand of Fritz, sliced from Alcaraz, the backhand of Fritz, again the backhand of Alcaraz. That's Fritz backhand in the net. 15-0. Yeah, the beach is good too. I think I saw that last year. I rewatched it last year. I haven't seen The Departed for a while, so I'm going to rewatch that as well. I watched Shutter Island earlier in this year, and yeah, it's dark, but it's great. It's a great movie. Is Gatsby about the book? Yeah, it's the same as the book. All right, lob goes up, and then we get a smash from Fritz. 30-15. Haven't seen Titanic for ages. Watch Revolutionary Road before the men's final. I don't have it, and I also probably won't get around to it, but I'll try and find it. Also, there's a movie called The Brutalist that apparently is about architecture. I had no idea. I've got to find that one on my list now as well. 30-15. Yeah, the Gatsby movie is great. It's so glamorous as well, you know. Just has an awesome aesthetic. Anyways, drop shot goes into the forehand of Alcaraz, and then Fritz with a dive volley, but he can't reach it. That would have been epic, but he missed it just. 30-all. Alcaraz is smiling. Like, I tell you what, chat. This is what how can you not like Alcaraz? Because even though he would have lost the point, Alcaraz enjoyed that Fritz was trying to hit a dive volley. Like, Alcaraz just loves tennis. He just loves the sport. He doesn't care if it's against him He's like, that was a great effort, and I would have loved. That would have been a great shot. Pity you missed it. Like he just loves it. He was like smiling. He's just like, yeah, that would have been cool. You know, he just enjoys. It's so cool to watch someone who's just like happy for the other person to do something crazy. 30-all. 7 to the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand now from Fritz to the backhand of Alcaraz. Sliced. As Fritz forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz on the stretch. Fritz goes down the line. Alcaraz backhand into the forehand of Fritz. Fritz hits it out. 30-40. I was just about to say, Fritz has to hold here. He can't serve second in the second. 30-40. Catch Me If You Can is based on a total liar. Great movie, but the character is based on a total scam. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't mean you can't, like, it's a movie. 30-40. Backhand return gets backhand of Fritz. What a shot down the line. Alcaraz gets it back with a slice. Fritz forehand cross court is a winner. Nice from Fritz. Deuce. Just because the person in the movie is not a good person doesn't mean you don't have to enjoy the movie. You don't have to be like, oh, well, I can't like this movie because the person in the movie is really bad. It's like, well, no, you can enjoy the story and like, it's a good movie about a bad person, but it's okay to like the movie. As the backhand return goes in the net, and it's advantage Fritz. And it's a true story, yeah. All right, advantage Fritz to make Alcaraz serve for the set. As Fritz wins the game, that's a good hold. Alcaraz going to serve for the set. I was answering the guy, but that said it was a true story. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were just saying in general that movie is... we shouldn't like that movie. All right. It's very loosely based on a true... Well, I mean, look, based on a true story is different to being like, it's exactly what happened. But the characters involved are real. Hey, Erlen, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. I've been really getting into like directors and stuff. By the way, Fritz, he has fallen over so many times. His elbow is absolutely stuffed. And he went to dive, and then again, he just ripped the scab off his elbow and started bleeding again. Remember how like the start of the week he was like elbowing the ground and just ripping his arm off? He just did it again. He got to learn how to roll with it. That's what's wrong with it. He's got to learn how to roll with the. He just dives and then just goes. Poof. You got to learn to roll like Becker and Edberg. They did the roll. He's got to learn how to roll. Got to practice those dives. Oh, that's a nasty. It's nothing worse than having like a 5-day-old scab that's starting to heal and then you rip it open. When it's all hard and tough and then it's just like split. That shit stings. That hurts. It's different when you have like a fresh scab because it's spongy, but when it's like all hard and stuff, and it's blah. Ouch. Stop talking. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. All right, let's see Alcaraz serve for this set. He needs to learn how to do a roll. Like that's what they. I mean, if you go to watch the best dive volleys in the world of all time, you can tell that they're kind of like forward momentum, but then they like roll when they dive. They kind of like twist and they roll. They don't just go like boom and like body slam. You know, they roll with it. So he's got to figure out how to do that. You know, he's got to figure out how to dive, but then like almost like twist as if he's like, you know, going to roll with it. You don't want to just like land like this and face plant. Yeah, Boris Becker. Exactly. Anyway, it's 15-love. There's a serve again from Alcaraz. Here's an ace. 30-love. What's 30-love? Yeah, Boris is definitely the man to try and learn how to roll with a dive volley. Boris is definitely the guy. As that goes out from Fritz on the return. 40 love. You got to land somehow when you are going for the ultimate return. Something's got to give. Okay, why are we arguing about... I'm just saying, like the best dive volley, the people that do it the best, they roll at the end to avoid injury. Anyway, it's 4-4 rally as Fritz comes to the net. He hits a half volley in the net, and there's the first set. Alcaraz 6-4. 6-4. All right. And it was really just the first game of the match that made the difference in that set. Wimbledon just posted a pick of Leo. Cool. I would say, Leo's probably... He's definitely up there as one of my top favorites of all time. Definitely in my top 5 actors of all time. All right. All right. Alcaraz out acing Fritz. Yeah. Alcaraz's serve has improved big time. Reminds me of Toy Story. This is not flying, it's falling with style. I rewatched Toy Story 1. That is a classic. That is an absolute classic. By the way, Greggs, if you're in the chat, was I supposed to get paid? What? You guys get paid? What the hell? I didn't realize that was a thing. And let me just have a look at Boris Becker best dives. I want to see if maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm. What's that thing called? The Mandela effect? Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Maybe I'm thinking like, oh yeah, the dive volleys, the best dive volleys, they didn't, roll with the volley. No, that wasn't as clean. This is all Becker compilation here. That one was a little bit more of a fall. He was even diving on the hard courts. I mean, that's what's so crazy. Like he was diving on the hard courts. Okay, that one wasn't clean. He kind of smacked his... I tell you what, there is a technique to it, though. It's definitely not just like dive and faceplant. Like, there's definitely a technique to it. You got to use your left arm to kind of like brace. As Fritz goes to 30 love. God, all these images were filmed on a potato. Why are they... Diving on hard courts is insane. Yeah, that's how committed Becker was. All right, 40 love. I'm watching a Lendl versus Becker rally here. It's taking forever. When does he go to the net? So weird how everyone back in the day had forehands like Medvedev. Uh, 40 love. As Fritz forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz with the backhand, but Alcaraz hit it out, and it's 1 love Fritz. Holy shit, this rally's gone forever. When does he go to the net? Oh, this is just a classic point. Oh, well, that's a waste of my time. Best dive volleys ever. Oh, Dustin Brown. Brown, okay. Dustin Brown kind of face planted. It was against Leighton though, so I don't like it. I feel like back in the day they were more elegant about it. It was less about like there was a better, I don't know. Maybe, I must be just misremembering it. Oh, that's a dive. That was a good one by Dimitrov. Obviously, Dimmy's going to be elegant. It's baby Federer for a reason. Oh, Dustin Brown wrecks his elbow. Yeah, it's the ones that kind of like... It's always on the backhand volley when they dive like that, and then they go for the roll. When they do the forehand volley, it's hard to roll when you're doing a forehand volley. It's always the backhand volleys where they do the barrel roll. So maybe it depends on what side. But the best ones use their left hand as the tweener goes out by Fritz. The best ones use their left arm to kind of stop themselves. So when they go for it, they go like this, but then they got this one to just guard them so they don't ruin. You don't want to. I watched Bull Durham, and they're in a fight, and he's like, "Did you punch me with the right hand or your left hand?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "Did you punch me with the right or left?" Because I punch you with the left. He goes, "Good, don't punch with your pitching arm." And it's like, yeah, well, you don't want to land on your right elbow if you're right-handed because you're going to ruin your serving arm, right? You're going to ruin you got to land on your left. If you're not using that, So you got to be smart with it. 40 love. All right, 40 love. Alcaraz to get on the board in the second. A bit of serve and volley. Alcaraz backing up from Fritz. Alcaraz with a drop volley winner. And it's 1-1. It's easy to put to the hand out at the back. Yeah, maybe. All right, 1-1 in the second. Must-win set for Fritz. Someone tells me we're getting a tiebreak. Alcaraz makes it look so easy. Oh, yeah. I feel like not enough is said about Alcaraz's net game. Chat, 10 years ago, nobody had volleys. Besides Federer. Nobody could volley. Go watch tennis 10 years ago. Go watch rallies from 10 years ago. It was on the baseline. Everyone was scared of the net. And Alcaraz comes to the net on purpose. The only people that would come to the net were the ones that either played doubles, so they served volleyed a lot and they were used to it, or it was a last-minute effort because someone hit a drop shot. Nobody came to the net. Everyone was allergic to the net 10 years ago. It was a baseline game, and then Alcaraz comes to the net all the time, and he's good. It's not just he comes to the net and he can, No, he, executes his volleys so well. He's got some of the best volleys on tour. 15-all. As a return goes in the net from Alcaraz, 30-15. Actually, maybe 15 years ago. 2010, go watch tennis in 2010. Nobody volleyed. Except for Federer. 2010 to 2020, before Alcaraz came along and made volleying popular again, nobody really volleyed. Unless they had to. I would love to see, the stats of, the 20... Maybe not the 2015 Wimbledon, because that was Federer. But, a Wimbledon with, what was the 20... Was it Burdick and Rafa 2012? Was that the 2012 Wimbledon final? I'd love to know how many times somebody hit a volley in that final. How many volleys were hit in that final? Because I'd say it'd probably be single digits. Combined. I doubt Rafa came to the net much, and I reckon Burdick came to the net 5 times. Compare that to, last year, or 2 years ago, or last year's final even. Sure, it's totally different. Or was it 2010? My bad. Let me check if I can find those stats. So that was 2020. So 15 years ago, no one came to the net. Let me have a look if I can find volley stats. Net points won. Nope. I don't think you can find stats from 15 years ago on the internet anymore. That's a shame. I'll tell you though, chat, 2010 Wimbledon was wild. Burdick beat Federer and Djokovic, so like just shows how good he was. Murray and Nadal played a semi. It was the Big Four era. Tsonga and Soderling were around. Who else was there? Davydenko. I mean, the streets will remember. Leighton lost to Novak in the fourth round. Did Andy play? Yeah, Andy played. He lost to Lou in five. I remember that. Because Cilic and Ljubicic lost in the first round, and then Andy had a clear road to the quarters to play Novak, and then all of a sudden this random guy from Taiwan comes in and beats Andy in 5. Hear this score: 4-6, 7-6, 7-6, 6-7, 9-7 in the fifth. Huge upset. Tsonga Murray played the quarters. Verdasco lost first round to Fognini. Okay. Who else was around? Juan Carlos Ferrero lost first round. Querrey lost to Murray. Soderling and Ferrer played a 5-setter in the fourth round. That's fun. Yeah. And Rafa played 2 5-setters to get to the fourth round, and then he went on to win the whole thing. All right, 30 love. 30 love. Serve again. In the front of Fritz. Great return winner. All right, 30-15. Massive return winner by Fritz. By the way, chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Is why the service doesn't need to be faster? I mean, maybe. Alcaraz serves too strong. 40-15. 40-15. There's a bit of serve and volley, but Alcaraz, just volleyed it wide. 40-30. Federer won 8 Wimbledons, the most. After him, Djokovic with 7. Yes. Chad, do you think the Wimbledon surface needs to be quicker? I feel like it doesn't, but I think other surfaces need to be quicker. I still think we need variety. I don't like that everything's been homogenized is a word that I have heard a lot of people use, and it's a big word, it's fancy, so I'm going to use it. We don't need to homogenize every surface to be the same, just a different color. Because then what's the point of having different surfaces if we have the same speed? It's silly. But I love the fact that Cincinnati is ridiculously fast, and I love that indoor courts are super fast at times. I don't want them to be slow. It should be indoors is fast. Hard courts, half of them are slow, half of them are medium, half of them are fast, some are slow, whatever. Grass. I mean, I don't think Wimbledon needs to be faster. It definitely can't be. I don't want it to be slower. Because I feel like we do get a good variety of Wimbledon. And it's a good, we get upsets. Like Wimbledon, I think, is in a good spot right now. Like, it's not super predictable. It's not just like one type of player wins all the time. At least not the last couple of years. It's been a bit more competitive. We had a smash from Alcaraz and it's advantage Alcaraz. Whereas maybe back in the 90s, the reason for the change is they changed the grass the way they grew the grass, which changed the court speeds and changed they changed the type of grass back in 2001, which changed the game. I mean, there's a big difference between 2001 and 2002. The finals, go look at the differences. One was serve volley, the next one was baseline. But I feel like it's a nice, we get big servers make it to the semifinals. We get, still we get baseliners doing well. You know, it's a good mix, I think. I think Wimbledon's it's a good spot. But I want other courts outside of Wimbledon to be faster or slow. I don't want them all to be the medium court. It's boring. Anyway, slice goes in the back end of Fritz, down the line of the 400 Alcaraz on the stretch. Fritz with a volley. Oh, but he pushed it wide. It's 2-0. That was the first time Alcaraz been in trouble. Yeah, like Wimbledon's good. Like, if you make it faster, then you have more tie breaks and more serve bots. But I feel like serve bots still have a place. By the way, Leo is in the is he in the royal box now, or is he just sitting? He's sitting in front of Muguruza. Leo's looking good. Leo's looking good. He's meeting Muguruza. He's definitely not in the box. Anyways, 15 love. Yeah, like I think we all agree that like guys that have big serves are going to do well here. You know, it's not that slow that, you know, guys like Piraka are not going to do well. But it's also not going to be the final between, you know, Piraka and Opelka, right? It's not going to be that final because it's not all about the serve. So that's nice. Yeah, maybe that's why Leo didn't get in the box, because he's not wearing a tie. He's not in the royal box. He's sitting somewhere else. Anyways, 30 love. Why don't you like Leo so much? I don't know, he's great. Why don't you like Leo? Anyway, slice goes down the line and out by Alcaraz, 40 love. He's in some of the greatest movies in the last 15 years. He just bought a ticket, yeah. Was Sampras the best American to win here? On the men's side, yeah. For sure. No contest. That's an easy winner by Fritz. He stays in front 3-2. All right, 3-2. All right. Sampras couldn't lose. Nah, Sampras was a Wimbledon. Was Wimbledon's greatest champion until Djokovic and Federer came along and equaled him and bettered him. Don't you think line judges and challenges made the game more fun? Why'd you go with that? Yeah, Look, I was, a couple of years ago, I was very much like, no, we got to keep the lines people because it's really, really fun and, you know, challenges are great. I feel like there can be a way to have challenges without bringing them back to the lines people. What you do is when the ball is close, instead of it being called in or out and it's like millimeter perfect, you give the players an opportunity to challenge. Like you could probably program it to be to still have challenges. You know what I mean? Like there could be a way to program Hawkeye that if it was within 5 millimeters or whatever it is, it could be a close call, and then you give it to, then it calls it in or out, but you know, within 5 millimeters, and then you have the opportunity to challenge. Now, obviously, if the Hawkeye starts calling it out when the challenge says it's in, then you're going to start questioning whether the technology even works. So I get they can't do that. Otherwise, you don't want people to. You don't want people to, people are already questioning Hawkeye at the moment. But, I don't know. I feel like there could be a way to bring back challenges. But, I don't know. I'll tell you what they should do and what they could do with the lines people is they wouldn't bring them back. But you could have virtual lines people for television. Right? You know how they put like logos on the TV, on the courts and stuff on the TV? They could have augmented reality versions of lines people behind the court that would do the signals when they do the Hawkeye, and we could see that. It'll look great for viewing, I think. Because I always look, whenever it's, like, I can barely hear people when I'm talking over them. You know, I can't hear what they're saying, so I can't hear the calls half the time, but I can see someone do that. They could do that. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Having like virtual for the TV, you could have that and hook it up with Hawkeye, and then when it's out, there's a person that makes the signal. You know, I think it'd be cool. At least it would look like there's lines, people. 40 love. And the backhand return goes the volley of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz puts it away. And it's 3-0 in the second. Anyways, I mean, look, there's ideas. Like a hologram, exactly, but not like on the court, because I feel like that'd be distracting, but for the TV. You know, like they do with like when they do with like football in America, and they put the lines on the court, on the ground. Like they don't actually have lines of, you know, whatever it's called. What do they call it? What's the lines of the court? Like the yard lines and stuff? They don't have those, you know, one in, what is it called? What do they do? Like 4 and down or whatever it's called. You know, they don't have those actually there. They have them on the side, but they don't have like full on lines. Lines of scrimmage. Yeah, they show those virtually on the screen. They don't do like the line of scrimmage like they don't draw red lines across the thing and then wipe them out. You know, between plays, right? Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool. Like we'd be able to do that. I think there's a way to do that. You only need just like, I mean, you couldn't do the lines people down this end, but the lines people down that end you could, I guess. Anyways, 15 love. I feel like we barely scratched the surface with technology in tennis. When it comes to like watching tennis, it's still so much like, oh yeah, we've got the scoreboard and then we're just watching two people hit the ball. Like there's so much more graphic, especially for video, TV viewers, we could see, you know. Hey, Corey, thank you for the 4 months. Did you see Federer practicing on the practice courts? I did see that. And then he said that Djokovic was going to win. So, yeah, I did see that. Also, thank you, Shashank, for the 19 months as well. Appreciate that. 15 all. Fritz has to keep in front. I agree the sport is behind in that respect. Yeah, I think there's so many more ways. I mean, they do all like the Hawkeye data and stuff, and they show like all these things, but they could do it in real time a lot better. As with a backhand rally, that goes out by Alcaraz, and it's 30-15. Like, there's a lot more things they could do during play, I think. But then again, maybe people hate that because they're so used to watching it one way. But talk about the match, too much talking already. All right, Evans. This is how it goes, though, you know, if you've been here for more than a month. As that goes out by Alcaraz. Agassi talks too much. It's annoying. Shut up. Agassi don't you dare. Agassi can talk as much as he wants. Don't you dare come in here and say Agassi is annoying for talking too much. You shut up and listen. You might learn something. You listen to Andre Agassi. He can talk as long as he wants. Drop shot in the net by Alcaraz and 4-3 Fritz. Agassi can speak over the points. I don't care. Andre Agassi is a legend, and he may speak when he wants to. Nobody shuts him up. McEnroe talks too much sometimes. These guys are legends. They can let them speak. I have to talk because otherwise you won't know what's going on. But Agassi's the Yoda of tennis. That's good one. Point of lines people to make more human, just like umpires in baseball. Yeah. I feel like there's definitely tennis does. We are lacking that. The only human factor we have is like the two players, the umpire and the ball kids. But how long are they going to last? How long are the ball kids going to be around for? Till somebody invents something that can be a ball kid. Yeah. I mean, it's probably to be honest. I think as scary as this sounds, chat, and hopefully it doesn't spook you out too much. I feel like there's more chance of the ball kids being replaced by robots than there is them getting eliminated. Like, I don't think they're going to get rid of ball kids. I feel like they're more likely to get robotic ball kids somehow. I mean, have you seen some of those robots run around? They're getting good. I feel like that's more likely to happen. That we're going to see like robotic, and when they fall over, we're going to laugh. But we're more likely to see that, I think, like a robotic, like that, and that would be spooky to see robotic ball kids running around, or robotic ball, ball machines, basically. Anyways, love 15. Ball bots. Exactly. You've already got a name for it. Not that I think it's going to happen, tomorrow, but I think that's more likely to happen. They're going to get replaced by technology, not eliminated from the. I mean, how do you get? By the way, someone in the crowd's unfortunately needs attention. It's a hot day out there. We saw yesterday a couple of people needed assistance. Somebody in the crowd needs assistance. Fritz is getting them some water. Anyways, that's the end of humanity. Ball bots. Yeah. But that's how it is, isn't it? I mean, I wonder if there will be like I'm sure there will be like a resistance to. I mean, I see it now, and I can see people. Maybe it's because I'm. Maybe I've been down too many rabbit holes, and my phone's showing me only people that also like real things. But I don't know. I feel like there will be like a stop to like, okay, technology takes over and nothing happens. Nobody has, people are not needed or used or, I don't know. Chat, we all need to, I don't know. I don't know what we do. Love 15. As a return goes out by Fritz. That's 15-0. We don't need to rebel. 15-0. Great serve. 131 by Alcaraz. As we get an ace by Alcaraz again. 135. All right. Alcaraz serving big. 30-15. First serve is a fault. Second serve. 30-15. Serving to the backhand of Fritz. Backhand slice from Alcaraz. The backhand of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand on the stretch. Fritz. Down the line. Great shot, Fritz. That's a hell of a backhand. 30-0. Beautiful backhand. Even being an engineer and generally in favor of tech, I am still unsure about electronic line calling substituting line people. Somehow line judges seem so much more natural with tech used for reviews. Yeah, but the thing is, they're not going back. It won't go backwards unless the technology completely fails and they have to go back. I don't think they're going to go backwards. Because there's also a financial saving to not having lines people too, which is sad but true. Somebody else in the crowd needs assistance. It's a hot day, chat. It is a hot day. Hobbs.
Sometimes the linespeople were really big and fat, which was an interesting contrast with the skinny tennis players.
Thank you for the $20. 30-0. Yeah, please. We don't need to make comments on people's appearance. So yeah, we're just somebody in the crowd's just getting some assistance or leaving the court. It is warm out there. It is very, very warm. All right, 30 all. All right, 30 all. Big point. Big point coming up. As Alcaraz serves. 30 all. Someone needs to be carried out. Could be the vaccine. I'm sorry, is it 2022? Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Relax. It's 32 degrees in the UK. It's the heat, all right? I'm 99.9% sure. Backhand goes into the volley of Alcaraz, but Fritz with a forehand winner. Fritz has got a break point, 30-40. 30-40. Here we go. Beautiful work by Fritz. Is that his first break point of the day? It is. First break point of the day. As Alcaraz serves into the body. Fritz can't get it back. That's a great serve. Such a smart serve. We get to deuce. Right into the body of Fritz. Beautiful serve. Also a 136 miles as well. All right, deuce. Serve is a let by Alcaraz. All right, serve again. Into the backhand of Fritz. Return goes in the backhand of Alcaraz, who hits a drop shot. And Fritz gets it, but Alcaraz puts it away. Advantage Alcaraz. Advantage Alcaraz to take the game and stay unbreakable and unbroken. If Djokovic wins, he should retire. I mean, that'd be interesting. I'm sure that conversation might be had for him, like within his camp. All right, serve again. Into the backhand of Fritz. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz backhand to the backhand of Alcaraz as Fritz hits a forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz on the stretch. Hits it wide and Alcaraz holds. 4-4. The first time Alcaraz has been tested today. 4-4. Four. 4-all. He won't retire until he has one more go in Australia, you reckon? Hey, Anthony, thanks for becoming a member. All right. Fritz serving. Ace down the tee. Was that a second serve ace? That was a great serve. 15 love. 15 love. All right, serve again. Is a let. Such a quality match, though. It was great serving from both guys. As we get a fault from Fritz, second serve. As that goes out by Fritz on the backhand, and it's 15-all. As the return goes in the back end of Fritz. Alcaraz forehand in the net. 30-15. By the way, chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Appreciate that. We also hit 256K as well, so thank you for that. Don't forget to sub if you haven't already. 30-15. Fritz serves a fault. Second serve. They should honour Djokovic in Australia like they did with Nadal at the French. It's not the same thing. As we got a forehand now from Fritz into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Fritz. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz down the line. Fritz with the backhand pass is a winner. Nice work by Fritz. He just kind of confused Alcaraz there, which is rare to see when Alcaraz comes to the net. He usually gets a volley. Great pass down the line. Yeah, Alcaraz was going the other way, and he fooled him. That was a great backhand winner. Fritz's backhand down the line, it's good that he's hit a couple of winners because that's going to give him a lot of confidence because that's not a shot that he usually goes for. But now that he's made a couple, that could make this way more competitive if he's confident with it. Anyways, Fritz holds 5-4. Yeah, the reason why they're not, Leo, there he is, right in the middle. The reason why they're not going to make a statue of Djokovic, or unlikely, is not because Djokovic doesn't deserve it, because I believe he definitely does. But it's kind of like Federer at Wimbledon. Like, Federer doesn't get no statue. Murray gets one because Murray's a local. But Federer's not going to get a statue or a court named after him at Wimbledon, even though he's the best, the best champion on the men's side, right? Martina doesn't get a trophy for or a statue. Australia won't do that. And Rafa at the Roland Garros is such a... I mean, even Serena doesn't have anything at the US Open, and she's one of the greatest players of all time, if not the GOAT. And she doesn't even have anything at the US Open yet. So I don't think Djokovic will get something, not because he doesn't deserve it. It's just because Rafa at Roland Garros is such a unique situation that it's not going to be rolled out to everything. Everyone who's done well at every other slam is not going to get a trophy not going to get a statue unless they're a local. Like Australia, the way that they celebrate players is... We've got a Rod Laver statue at the front of Rod Laver Arena. There's a big Rod Laver statue. Obviously, the court names are after, Margaret Court, Rod Laver Arena, obviously Rod Laver. But then, it's so weird seeing Doctor Strange talking to tennis players. And he's talking to Bjorn Borg. He's just shooting the shit with them. It's so funny. And then outside in Garden Square, you've got like all the Australian great players. So Leighton Hewitt, Pat Cash, Pat Rafter, all the legends of the past, Rosewell, Emerson, Laver, right? Court, Goolagong, all the greats of Australian tennis have got what do you call them? Not statues, but just the head all around, right? And that's honoring Australian great players. There's nothing in the Australian Open that shouts out any foreign player. And that's why Rafa at the French is so weird, because a French tournament celebrating a Spanish player is so unique and so rare, right? So that's why it won't happen, because what the French Open did is so unique. And also Rafa winning the French Open 14 times is more than anybody has won one slam ever. So it's such a unique achievement, right, by Rafa. That's why it happened. It's not going to get rolled out. Every person who has the most at one slam is not going to get a trophy or anything like that now, or get a plaque. Maybe Djokovic gets a plaque, maybe, but it doesn't happen. It's not how it works. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but it's just not how things are going to go. That's not how things go. We can't expect that everybody who has won the most at every slam gets their name put on the ground. That's not how it works. 15-all. By the way, that guy keeps putting scores in the chat, and they're wrong. All right, as that goes in the net from Alcaraz, 15-30. A chance for Fritz to possibly steal the set here. $15-30. $15-30 as we serve again. Down the tee, the corner, Fritz. Return goes short. Alcaraz with a slice. Fritz gets it, but hits in the net. Oh, man. Alcaraz went with that sneaky pretend drop shot. Fritz guessed right, but he just didn't get the shot back. Stop yapping. Djokovic should get a trophy statue for being the GOAT in general. Did you tell me to stop yapping? That's what the channel is called, Yapping with Cam Williams. I don't understand what you're talking about. If I don't yap, then there's no channel. As that goes in the net from Fritz, 40-30. Ah, 40-30. Serve again. There's a proposal to put up a statue for Novak. From who? From his fans or what? 5-5. Alcaraz holds. All right, 5-5. Craig Tiley confirmed it? Australian Open chief wants to see a statue of Novak. Okay, so the boss of the Australian Open wants to see it. That's different to there's a proposal. He wants to see it. So he's in favor of it, which is fair enough. I mean, look, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve one, chat. The people that are getting pissy, I'm not saying Djokovic is unworthy of a statue. It's just that it doesn't happen like that here. Also, he did say, I think it's time to re-recognize tennis champions from the game, whether it's Novak, Roger, or Serena. So he's also proposing that there's other statues of other players who are great at tennis. Again, and look, maybe the French Open sets the precedent that every tournament has statues and recognition of the great players of the past. You know, maybe they'd start doing that. Maybe it's not just like the locals get this and everybody else has to go, get statues somewhere else. Maybe the French Open changes that. Maybe it's going to be more pressure to be put on that. That's great. But like I said, I think it's unlikely. All right, 30-15. As the return goes out by Alcaraz, 40-15. And I'll tell you this, chat, and I'm not one of these people because, well, if you've been here for 2 seconds, you'll know that. But there's a lot of people that I think would say that wouldn't want Djokovic's statue because they don't like him for whatever reason as well. I mean, we've got to remember that too. That he might have won it 10 times, but unfortunately, he's not as loved by Australians in general as the French love Rafa. And that's, again, if it went to a vote, it would be interesting to see how that would play out. Because I don't know if Australian tennis fans voted for the statue. I don't know how many people. I don't know if he'd win it. I don't know. Which is a shame, and I hope it wouldn't come to that. But that unfortunately what happened in 2022, even though it wasn't his fault. Yeah. Like I think a lot of people, and you don't want him to have a statue, and then people do stupid things to it, right? Like that's what we don't. You don't want him to go, hey, we're going to honor him with the statue, and then the people that don't like the statue start messing with it, right, and start doing stupid shit. Like unfortunately, that's something that could happen, and people will disrespect the statue, and you don't want that. It's better to have no statue than a statue that's going to get vandalized, So again, that has to be considered. It has to be considered. He's not very likable compared to Nadal. Well, it's not even about him being likable compared to Nadal, because the statue's not about... It's about his achievements. It's not just like, oh, Djokovic should get a statue. It's like, well, no, it's because he's won more Australian Opens than anybody else, and it's like, you know, he's the greatest Australian Open player. But and again, Chad, if you think about like history of statues, I'm not very good at the history of statues, but sporting statues, it's very rare to see a foreign athlete get a statue in a foreign country. Like, it would be really weird for a statue of a basketball player in a city that unless it was their hometown, you don't put a Michael Jordan statue in New York City. Like, that doesn't happen. Or you don't put a Michael Jordan statue in Los Angeles, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't make sense because he's played for Chicago. So you'd put it in Chicago. And I'm not saying that Djokovic doesn't deserve to be, again, I think he should get a statue, but it's like, there's a lot of things to consider. It's not as simple as like, just get him a statue, because then, again, Cam is talking too much. Yeah, that's the point of the channel. It's called Tennis Talk. I love 15, but I was waiting for the tiebreak as well, to be honest. I love 15. Alcaraz serves. As the return goes into the forehand of Fritz. Alcaraz can't get that one. Love 30, Fritz. Love 30. Nowitzki's getting a statue in Dallas? Yeah, because he played for them. You know, and he's their champion. He's one of their champions. Makes sense. All right. Love 30. Love 30. All right. We have to do this because there's bots and there's just getting really annoying. All right. Love 30. Second serve for Alcaraz. Fritz has got to go for it. I'll tell you, Fritz stealing the set and then serving first in the third makes it interesting. Second serve, a double fault. Alcaraz is in big trouble. Love 40. Fritz to take the second. Love 40. Fritz to take the second set and level this match at a set all. Alcaraz serves. Things were maybe getting too easy for Alcaraz. As he serves. Into the forehand of Fritz. Return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz gets the point and the game and the set. Wow. That's a big moment. Fritz will serve first in the third and it's one set all. Wow. That's a very strange thing for Alcaraz to happen. He never usually gets broken to lose a set, especially when he's in control. He had one game where he didn't serve great, but that was like the worst game he's played all day. At the worst moment. And Fritz takes the second. And he's serving first in the third. That's huge. That is huge. This final just got very interesting. We're going to at least 4, yep. We're going to 4. Don't spoil the game. What, a member spoiled the game? Be better. If you're a member of the channel, you should know that. Come on, be better. All right, Fritz serving first in the third. He's only been broken once, Fritz, and that was at the very start of the match. In the first games of the match, he got broken. He didn't even face a break point in that set, Fritz. So his serve, winning 92% of points on first serve as well in that set, Fritz. Crazy. Also, Fritz hit 13 winners and only 4 errors. God, chat. I would love Fritz to, even though I want to, Alcaraz versus Djokovic or whatever, Sinner, I would love Fritz to win this. Because Fritz, I feel, he's kind of underrated. He's definitely not in the same category as the other 3 guys. I saw a meme today where it was like these 3 giants, and then it was Fritz looking at the giants. and the 3 giants were Alcaraz, Djokovic, and Sinner. And Fritz was a little kid just looking at the giants. I'm like, that is so true. That is so true that Fritz is just like not even close in the same category as these guys. He is the ultimate underdog in this quartet, right? But if he beat Alcaraz, I mean, shit. At Wimbledon, nobody does that. Nobody's done that for so long. You know? Sinner was the last one to do it. Medvedev did it before Alcaraz became any good anyway. Be crazy. I was at Laver Cup when Alcaraz destroyed Fritz. His best is levels above that. What is? Alcaraz is better than that? What do you mean? Is that what you meant? I don't want to see Fritz versus Novak. I know who does. Fritz has improved so much in the last year. Oh, yeah. It all started here last year when he beat Zverev. That's where, his last 12 months, besides the clay courts, which were, not really his thing this year anyway, he's been great. I don't know half the people they're showing on the screen. Who's this lady with the blonde hair? I have no idea. Who's this guy with the brown? It looks like he works there. Is he a Wimbledon official? Who's that guy? I don't know any of these people. Where's Leo? I don't know who he is. Djokovic fans rubbing their hands together thinking Fritz is going to win? Maybe. Oh, is that the voice of Paddington Bear? Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't recognize him. Who the hell are all these people? Who's this lady with the red dress? And these two guys that are in a very deep conversation, and she's just kind of like, stop breathing on me. You're talking too close to my face. She's like, back off. Your breath stinks. Coffee breath. What is the average age of people in the royal box? I have no idea. Also, weird question. Hey, that's the president of Spain, I think, maybe, or he's a football manager. I don't know. I don't know. He's wearing a Spanish scarf. He's familiar. He looks familiar. He's someone that is going for Alcaraz. All right. Who are these people talking? I have no idea. That lady lost something. President of Spanish Federation. Is that who he is? Rafael Benitez. Is he the captain? Is he the coach of the Spanish football team, or is he the president of Spain? It's two different people. That's a big difference. Which one is he? He's one of those. He's one or the other. He's the president of the Tennis Federation? Wait, is he? I thought he was a football guy. Or he's a Spanish football manager. See, Chad, I was right. What are you talking about? Wait, is he the Tennis Federation guy too now? It's no shot. He's a football manager. See, I was right. I know what I'm talking about sometimes. I played FIFA and the World Cup soccer football games. He managed Liverpool. There you go. Okay, we're just waiting for Fritz to come back from the bathroom, I think. Grand Slam number 25 means he overtakes Margaret Court. It's so funny how in chat, if you're trigger warning, if you're a Djokovic fan, just close your ears. I'll give you a second. Just block your ears. No, I think they're not listening. It's so funny, chat. Did anyone else realize how like when Margaret Court was brought up with like 24 and Djokovic had 22 and 23 and everyone's like, oh, we can't compare to Margaret Court. It's not fair. It's not fair. But now getting 25 is like, it's more than Margaret Court, and they're all getting really excited about it. Is it weird that a couple of years ago it was like, oh, it doesn't matter, who cares? And now it's like the biggest deal if they get the record. It's like, I thought it didn't matter. So yeah. All right, Fritz is back. I'd like to see Fritz Sinner in the final. Okay. I'll tell you what. Freddie Mercury, a.k.a. Rami Malek. Maybe? I think I got that right. He's just like strutting around the royal box in that suit. He's just like, this is my royal box. All right. He's just walking around like he owns it. Love that. All right, Fritz to serve first in the third. This is huge. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Fritz Djokovic final incoming. Be kind of wild. All right, backhand return goes the backhand of Fritz. Forehand from Alcaraz. The backhand of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand on the stretch. Fritz down the line. Alcaraz gets up with the forehand, but it's in the net. Now Fritz wins the first point, 15-love. There's no way Rami Malek can be 007 because he was the villain in 007. And I don't know if he will be able to become the hero now because he's already part of the franchise. He can't then also all of a sudden be unless they make him come good. I don't know. Also, isn't 007 going to be like a teenager or something? As that goes to the net from Alcaraz, 30-love. Aren't they going back to like the origins of his whatever? All right, serve out wide. He's also not British. Roger Moore wasn't British. All right, 30-love. Chat, what about this? Mel Gibson for James Bond. I don't know. I'm just saying names. 30-love. Just no. Too old. 30, maybe like 20 years ago. 40-love. Also, I don't know if he could put on an accent. Could he do a British accent? He's got a great American accent. Roger Moore was British? Who the hell was the Australian one then? Oh, it was the other guy. Australian. Who was the Australian guy? Australian James Bond. Sorry, George Lazenby. My bad. I'm sorry. I don't watch James Bond. I'm not a nerd. George Lazenby. Sorry. I'm sorry I'm not caught up with the James Bond lore. Whatever, yeah. Roger Moore just sounds like this is a cool name. So Russell Crowe for James Bond. Is that what I think we're going with that, right? Will Alcaraz get mad? Why? Sorry, not Roger. I got the wrong one. There was the Australian one. I was talking about the Australian one. I got the names wrong. Chad, I'm not a historian. All right. Fritz serving to the fucking bots. Get out of here. As Fritz not going to get that drop shot. One love Fritz, 15-love. Alcaraz serving. Sorry, I meant the Australian James Bond chat. I get it. Roger Moore is not Australian. I meant the other one. Is it a backhand rally? Fritz in the net, 30-love. Who's the James Bond of tennis? Federer. Sorry, Joe, we have to do this. The shit's getting annoying. All right. The bots are getting annoying. I need a break from the bots. 30-love. As we get a let from Alcaraz. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Serve again. Alcaraz gets a 40-love. Can you not ban them? We do. We ban them straight away, but they come in here and they just... I don't know why. It just happened. There's so many on YouTube now. It's annoying. You probably noticed. All right, 40-love. Alcaraz serves again. Into the forehand of Fritz. Fritz in the net. And it's 1-1 in the third. One game all. Hubs. So
If Alcaraz wins, who would you want to go through to the final, Sinner or Novak?
I kind of want Novak, but I picked Sinner, so I want Sinner to be right, so I'm right. But either I think it's a great final either way. Hubs.
Sean Connery hated the James Bond character. His best acting is in his collaborations with Sidney Lumet.
Thank you for the 12. That's another actor I've got to start getting movies from. Movies for. Sean Connery movies. I love 15. As Alcaraz with a forehand cross court, Fritz can't get that love 30. All of a sudden, Alcaraz is starting to get into the Fritz game. Hey, Azza, thank you for gifting a membership. Appreciate that. I love 30. By the way, if you do want to be a member, you don't have to be. But if you do want to be a member, support the channel with it's $1 a month. You just press the little plus button, I think. I think it's a plus button. I think. All right, nice from Alcaraz, love 40. All of a sudden. Well, there's a join button. I don't know if it's still the join button, though. I can't do it. I can't see it on my phone, but there's a button down below. I think if you press the plus button next to the subscribe, it comes up with like membership. There's a fault from Fritz, second serve. Serve to the backhand of Alcaraz. Fritz to the drop shot of Alcaraz. Fritz gets there with a slice. Alcaraz with the volley. It's a lob. And Fritz, round the legs, goes in the net, and Alcaraz breaks. All of a sudden, chat, it's like Alcaraz was asleep for like, whatever, an hour, and then he wakes up and he breaks easily. I mean, where was that in the second set? Just makes you think, chap. What happens when he starts concentrating for the entire match? Hey, Hobbs, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. You can make it so that the chat is only when someone subscribes for an X amount of time. Yeah, but the problem is that once the bots reach that time, then they're going to spam anyway. So it doesn't really get rid of the problem that there's annoying spam bots. I thought making it subscriber only mode would help, but it doesn't. Hey, Nurse, thank you for becoming a member for 13 months. Appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. Carlos loves his second set siesta. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's got the break now in the third. 2-1. And thank you, Julie, for coming back as a member as well. Appreciate it. All right. Alcaraz to serve. Seven to the back of Fritz. Fritz hits it out. 15, love. Love. 15, love. Mia's going through she's having a dream. Ace 17, 30, love. 30, love. Serve again. There's a fault from Alcaraz, second serve. As the return goes into the back end of Alcaraz. Forehand from Fritz. Goes long. 40 love. Alcaraz for a 3-1 lead. As a serve, too good. Alcaraz 3-1 in the third. I feel like I'm at Costco where it's members only mode. Yeah, and again, apologies to people that aren't members that are still like, this is not. I mean, we're not putting members only mode to exclude you. It's just just those annoying spam bots are getting too frequent. All right, 3-1 as Fritz serves. Double fault. Love 15. True Galaxy. Okay, I'll think about that. That's good. That's actually, yeah, you're right. True. That's not a bad idea. All right. Love 15. As Fritz serves again. In the form of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net. 15-0. By the way, Chad, I've got this idea that I want to. I mean, it's not really an idea. I want to go back and watch old matches, but I've just got to block out the time to do it. But I'm just thinking, like, besides for my own joy and knowledge, I need to write a list of old matches to go rewatch. I feel like, and I'm not talking about like, oh, go watch 2023 Wimbledon. It's like, no. I'm talking like, go watch matches that I wasn't even around for. Now, I don't want to do streams for them. I feel like doing streams for them doesn't make sense. 30-15. Hey, Shad, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. I'm just trying to think though. Like, there's definitely a lot of Agassi Grand Slam finals I want to watch because I feel like we talk about Agassi a lot, and I want to watch all his Grand Slam finals wins. Maybe some classic Sampras as well, some like Sampras epics. Because I feel like this time of year, and especially at the US Open, we're going to talk about Agassi and Sampras, and I want to at least, with the beauty of technology, know how they won or what they did, and I don't know. Alcaraz 3-2 with the break in the third set. Yeah, like I want to watch some like Lendl matches, Becker, Edberg, just to broaden my knowledge. So I can actually say, yeah, I've seen those players, play those matches, and I can comment on them better when we talk about those players. Are old Slam finals like 70s and 90s available online? Yeah, the Grand Slams put them online, so you can go watch them. Some of the Grand Slams. Sometimes they don't do as much, but you can definitely watch most of them on the through the Grand Slams. I only did that because there is an increase in setting and members. No worries. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Back to Alcaraz. He's got the break here in the third. Can Fritz get it back, though? If you have too much time, you can watch Isner versus Mahou. Yeah, I don't want to do that. See, that's a little extreme, right? I don't feel like I need to go watch Mahou versus Isner. I think that's a little too far. I'm talking about like the finals that we all like, especially the Agassi wins, because I didn't watch Agassi win Grand Slams. I wasn't around, but I would love to see watch those Agassi finals against Sampras, or even just some of the Sampras wins in the '90s that I didn't get to watch. As we're finding from Alcaraz, that's a winner. And it's 15 love. 15 love. And the return goes out by Fritz, 30 love. I watch reruns on YouTube. Yeah. All right. 40 love. Alcaraz hits a lovely drop shot. Sorry, Fritz hit in the net. No drop shot required. 40 love. Alcaraz holds. And it's 4-2 in the third. Chang Lendl, 1989. Yeah, I mean, there's not those kind of matches. Nice serve from Fritz. 15 love. All right, 30 love. $40 love. Great serving from Fritz. It's just a shame that he got broken in the first game, like he did in the first set. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Double fault. And it's 40-15. As Fritz at the backhand winner, and Alcaraz with a 4-3 lead in the third. Fritz hanging on. All right. What's going on? It's funny when the line robots still call out after return of the late. Yeah, exactly. I haven't got it perfected yet. All right. Would love to see Borg Vilas at French Open final. Borg winning despite Vilas being so great on clay. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely another match, classic to watch, or to rewatch. All right. All right, people are super hot out there. They're sweating like crazy. Let's see what What happens next? All right. $15. Fritz has got to break back now. He has to break back now. Now let's do that. All right, 30-15. Remember a teenager watching Connors in the semis? He was 2 sets down and a breakdown and he came back to win? Nice. There's a bit of serve. Into the net. Second serve. Second serve. Serving to the back end of Fritz. Back end from Alcaraz again. The back end of Fritz. There's Fritz in the net. Cam, you should watch the 2008 Australian Open final. First Nole's Grand Slam. Yeah, but that match wasn't as good. I remember watching that. I want to watch matches that I've never seen. That's what I want to watch. I don't want to watch matches that I've seen. I want to watch matches that I've never seen. Or that I can't remember seeing, that I can't remember. Like, I'm not going to watch 2009 Australian Open final. I'm not going to watch 2012. I'm not going to watch Wimbledon 2019. Like, there's a lot of finals that I don't need to watch because I've seen them. I want to watch stuff that I haven't seen. So then that way I can get a better idea when we watch these tournaments about, like, oh yeah, the 92 final, and oh yeah, the Borg McEnroe blah blah blah, like, get a better idea of what happened in those matches, 5-3 Alcaraz holds. All right. Has been a serve now, and the forehand goes in the net by Fritz. Fritz has got to hold serve. He has to hold serve. He has to hold serve. All right, love 15. Backhand to backhand rally. Alcaraz backhand again. The backhand of Fritz on the stretch. Fritz hits it out. And it's love 30. Love 30. Love 30 is with a fault. Second serve. As we're backing up from Fritz. Great cross-court win up. Alcaraz couldn't quite reach it. 15-30. 15-30. As Fritz serves a let. As Fritz serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve is a let. Serve again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Double fault. So he had 2 lets, 2 faults, 4 serves for 1 point. And it's set points for Alcaraz, now 15-40. For Alcaraz for a 2-1 lead. Man, Fritz has got to get these serves. 15-40. He serves down the tee. Return goes in the net. That's one. 30-40. 30-40. Fritz serves again. There's another let. Serve again. There's a fault. Serve. Backhand Alcaraz goes in the backhand of Fritz. Fritz hits it out. Alcaraz has got a 2-1 lead. That's a shame by Fritz. That's a shame. To get broken to lose the set. Especially because he was so good in the second set with his serve. Didn't even face a break point. Now Alcaraz has got a 2-1 lead and is serving in the fourth. That's brutal. That's brutal. And that feels like that set went for like 20 minutes. I mean, that was a quick set. That went real quick. Didn't feel like Fritz was in that... like, he was in the match for about 20 minutes. It felt like that was it. I don't know how long that set went for, but it didn't feel like it went for long. Will there be a 10-minute break due to the heat? Maybe. Maybe. It was 33 minutes. Yeah, it felt like 33 minutes. That flew by. Alcaraz didn't face a break point on serve either. I went to the store and the set was over. There you go. Alcaraz never losing a point on his first serve. Yeah. Watch Lendl versus Cash, Lendl versus Chang, and tell me how he lost. Okay. Hewitt and Philippoussis won today. Nice. I'd love to see Prime Nadal versus Prime Alcaraz. Cool. All right. Alcaraz with a 2-1 lead. And he's serving first in the fourth. I'd be surprised if Fritz wins this set. Yeah, me too. All right. Carlos is serving first in the fourth. You said it in 2023. Alcaraz is him? Well, yeah, he is. He is him. 2 hours, this match is gone. We've got Sinner versus Djokovic next. Djokovic is apparently okay. Sinner, we don't know. His elbow has been... I mean, it was good against Shelton, but it was also bad against Shelton at times. So that'll be interesting. But Djokovic's leg is apparently okay. So that's good. Love 15. Have you watched the 2001 Wimbledon with Goran Ivanisevic run? I don't know how old you are. No. Actually, no. I think I have Rafa Ivanisevic on... I think I have that somewhere. Or I had it? I don't know. I don't think I have it anymore. Yeah, but I think it is on the Wimbledon... It's on Wimbledon website, YouTube, so I might be able to watch it. But I have seen it, I think. As that goes out by Alcaraz, love 30 Fritz. Chance for Fritz to get the break. All right. Chat, do you ever Anyways, love 30. It's probably just what I do. Do you ever look at do you ever go like, oh yeah, Goran won in 2001, and then go and like think, what happened to Sampras in that tournament? Why didn't Agassi win? Why wasn't he there? Where was Leighton? You know, what happened? Was Andy a part of that tournament? What happened to Roger? We know Roger beat Sampras, right? But then why didn't Roger win the tournament? Does anybody else do that, or do you just like do I just do that because I'm so far in this thing that I just I can't find the way out? Anyway, should do 30. Or is it just me who asks all the questions all the time? Okay, cool. So it's not just me. Like, what happened to this? Why didn't this person do it well there? Why 2001 Wimbledon? Sampras was still playing. Why didn't he win? What happened to the other players? Where was everybody else? I'll tell you what, 2001 Wimbledon was crazy, though. There was a lot of epic five-setters. That one might go down as a books as one of the best Wimbledons of all time. Henman was playing five-setters. I mean, come on. Crazy Wimbledon. Anyways, good serving Alcaraz, 40-30. He's just clutch. A lot of five-setters in that tournament. All right, 40-30. Is that Tom Ford? No. What's he look like? He's a person, right? He's not just a brand. Tom Ford. Yeah, it is. Chat. I'm a genius. I don't know how I knew that. That's weird. Don't judge me. Fritz hits it out. One love. Crispy.
Who do you think is winning this game?
I think it's going to be Alcaraz. Thank you for the donation from 24 minutes ago. Sorry I didn't get to it.
With the type of serving Carlos is moving towards a complete player.
Oh yeah, his serve is just next level now. It used to be the problem, right? Now it's ridiculous. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, so like Andy Roddick in 2001 Wimbledon wasn't even seeded. I don't think he even played. No, he did. He was unseeded. He lost in the second round. No, sorry, he lost in the third round to Goran. By the way, chat, I'll give you some names. Goran, this is who he beat to win Wimbledon in 2001. Johnson, Moya, Roddick, Rosetsky, Safin, Henman, Rafter. I mean, hello? Okay. So that's like ridiculous. So he beat, what, 4 Grand Slam champions? And Greg Rosetsky and Tim Henman? Like, it's crazy. Anyways, 30 love. Like, that's a crazy run. He beat a qualifier in the first round. Then after that, it was 21 unseeded Roddick, unseeded Rosetsky, and then he took out 4-6-3 to win the title. Anyways, 30 love. Fritz serving. As that goes out by Alcaraz, 40 love. I mean, that run was crazy. And Goran was ranked 125. So, yeah, 125. He was 125 in the world. All right, good serving. Fritz, 1-1. It really meant something. Yeah, I mean, there's so much. There's so like that whole thing could be a movie, and it was. It was called Wimbledon. It was 2002 when that movie came out and had Kirsten Dunst in it, based on Goran, maybe, possibly. I don't know. We'll never know. I'll Google it. I got a poster. All right. Nice return from Fritz. Nice return from Fritz. Beautiful return from Fritz. All right. Return goes out by Fritz on that one. 15 all. 15 all. All right, 15 all. We've got a fault second serve. All right, 30-15. $30-15. As the backhand return goes wide by Fritz, 40-15. 40-15. By the way, chat, let's start talking about what we're watching here. So, and what we're witnessing, because then we can appreciate what is happening in a historical sense. Alcaraz is trying to become a 3-time consecutive Wimbledon finalist, which is not something that happens very often, as Fritz hits a return winner 40-30. So, Alcaraz is trying to join, and we're taking an open era because otherwise we'll be here forever. Trying to join players such as Bjorn Borg, John McEnroe, Pete Sampras, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic as 3-time finalists. Three consecutive, and Boris Becker and Edberg as well, as 3 consecutive Wimbledon finals. So Becker and Edberg did it back in the 90s. They were the last trilogy that we've had in a row on the men's side. I'm just trying to think, is there anyone else? None of the Aussies did it back. I mean, back in the day, you had, Laver and Stolly and all these other players, but legends of Australian tennis. But in the Open era, it doesn't happen very often. We haven't had a trilogy for a long time, but we haven't had 3 finals in a row since, I guess, Novak in 18, 19, 21. I guess that kind of counts, or 19, 21, 22. I mean, Djokovic has been in the final for the last 7-8 years. So Djokovic hasn't missed a final since 2017. So Djokovic in the final of Wimbledon is just normal. But yeah, Federer obviously was in the final 3 times back in the 2000s. Rafa was 3-time triple finalist in 06, 07, 08. That was the last trilogy of finals we had, was the Nadal Federer trilogy. And it's funny because we don't really remember the first 2, even though Roger won them both. It was the third one that we remember because it was the best match of all time. Even though 2007 was pretty good. If you go watch 2007 Wimbledon final, it was pretty good. Rafa was there. He was in it. But it was 2008. And I think that's what would make the trilogy with Djokovic and Alcaraz so good, would be that final, the third match. If Djokovic was to win it, it would be denied, and then he wins 25, but also he beats Alcaraz at Wimbledon as a 38-year-old. That would be ridiculous. Whereas if Alcaraz wins all 3, it's trilogy. It's not really a trilogy. It's not as interesting if the trilogy is one-sided. All right, love 15. But Alcaraz has to get there, so does Djokovic in the next match. We'll be watching that straight after this. Do you prefer Federer or Nadal? Neither. They both denied Leighton. And it hurt my feelings. 15-0. You should definitely watch the 1973 US Open. Okay. 2007 was painful where Rafa was so close. Yeah. All right. 30-15. You can't really say that the 2008 Wimbledon final was the greatest match of all time when there's Draper versus Ema 2024. Okay. Fritz with the 15 aces. 4-15. Would be something to get a three-peat against Djokovic. Oh, yeah. For sure. Fritz holds 2-2. You think that Sinner could beat Alcaraz if they advance to the final? It really depends on what Sinner looks like today. If Sinner beats Djokovic in straight sets, which would be kind of incredible, then I could see him beating Alcaraz. But I don't think Sinner's going to beat Djokovic in straight sets today. That would be crazy. But if Sinner does that, then you got to give him a good chance against Alcaraz as well, even though the record says, well, the history would say Alcaraz, right? But yeah, it depends. Ask me that question in like 4 hours. 15 love. Serve into the forehand of Fritz. Return goes into the back of Alcaraz. Fritz gets the point. Alcaraz overhits it. 15-all. Yeah, ask me during the Sinner match because we'll learn a lot about what's going on when we watch the Sinner match. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. All right. 15-30. Alcaraz is in trouble here. 15-30. Serve again. As a return from Fritz goes out. 30-all. Please don't put scores in the chat. Eric. 30-all. Gonna start naming your names, chat. Gonna start saying your names. All right, 30-all. As the return goes into the front of Alcaraz, great drop shot. Lob goes up. And out by Fritz. Good effort. 40-30. 40-30. As we have a forehand now. Slice from Alcaraz down the line. 3-2. He stays in front. He stays in front. All right. 3-2. How does the Euro number one work, by rankings or by race points? Both. Both. Why'd you cut me off before? Huh? What are you talking about? Cut you off. You've been timed out 0 times today, 12 times in general, so I don't know what you're talking about. Please explain what you mean. Slice of pizza here at Wimbledon is £10. It's probably trash. I mean, Jay, you don't go to Wimbledon and have pizza. Like, what are you talking about? And it's probably garbage pizza. Like, come on. It's expensive and it's not going to be good. Everybody knows that you only go to the US Open and get pizza. You don't get pizza from other places. You go get strawberries and cream. Even though the strawberries and cream probably melts, but you don't get pizza at Wimbledon. That's crazy. You get pizza in New York. Dollar slices from the place down the road. I've been in New York. I had dollar slices. It was delicious. All right. Fritz serving. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Yeah, I need a pizza as well. I'm hungry. 33-2. Double fault Fritz. Love 15. It's like eating chicken at a steakhouse. Yeah, what the hell? All right, love 15. As Fritz serves a fault, second serve. As Alcaraz hits it out in the return, 15 all. $15 $1.50 sliced pizza where I worked in downtown Manhattan. Nice. 30-15. I'll tell you this, chat. If we can get to a tiebreak, and even if Fritz loses, it's been a pretty competitive effort from Fritz. Like, I don't think anyone, I don't know how many people thought that Fritz was going to get wrecked today, but he's been, pretty good. Like, he's been really good. Considering he's playing the two-time champ and the guy that you would expect Alcaraz to win, but he's been pretty damn good. Very competitive. Unless he gets beaten 6-2 here and I've just completely screwed this up. But, if we get to if this is a close fourth set, even if he goes down, I feel like it's been a great effort as he overhits it. And I keep talking. I've got to shut the hell up. 30-40. Every time I talk, I've got to shut up. Shut the hell. I don't learn, chat. 30-40. It's one of my problems. 30-40. 30-40. Break point Alcaraz to break in the fourth. It's not a curse. Don't be a wizard. 30-40. Serve out wide the back of Alcaraz. Return goes in the corner. Fritz. Alcaraz puts up another lob. It's going to go long and we get the deuce. Lob shot outside. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. I didn't see it. What part of don't ruin the chat don't people understand? What part of don't put the scores in the chat and don't ruin the chat? I don't understand. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, right? No energy in this match. It's dull. This match? Are you talking about this match? Good serving from Fritz. Advantage. W stream. Thank you. Why are you always so aggressive to chat? I'm not aggressive. I just back off, all right? Advantage Fritz. Advantage Fritz. As Fritz serves to level. An ace. All right, good hold. It wasn't my fault. 3-all. 3-all. Cam, does this match compare to Anisimova Sabalenka match yesterday? Yeah, it's kind of got that kind of feel. I would say that match was better because it had a more dramatic finale, whereas this has to go 5 to be more dramatic. If Alcaraz wins in 4, it's like, cool. That match yesterday was better because of the tension, but yeah, it's super competitive. But Fritz has to go to 5 to make it ultra competitive, As a backhand rally now to the forward of Fritz. To the backhand slice of Alcaraz. Fritz forehand. Goes wide. 15 love. Creators who don't firmly control their chats end up with a cesspool of live streams. This is how it's supposed to be done. Yeah. By the way, I'm not aggressive with people. It's only the people that are coming in here being crazy. We need to stamp that out. Drop shot. Winner by Alcaraz. Too good. 30 love. 30 love. But you're right. If we just let people go crazy in chat, then the chat will be a terrible experience for everybody. So we try to keep everything good. 40 love. Sometimes that means calling out stuff. There's so few rallies. Yeah, I mean, it's because these guys are serving really well. You know? Serve to the corner. Fritz in the net. 4-3 Alcaraz. He stays in front. He's only a break and a hold away from winning. This match could be over in 10 minutes. All right. The chat's great. I mean, I'm so... Like, the fact that there's 8,000 people here and we're all getting along and everything's, like, running smoothly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, people put, like, scores in the chat. Maybe they haven't been here before. They don't realize that's not really something... We don't do that here. Or, you know, someone comes in and just, you know, goes crazy. But it's crazy that there's this many people here. And it's so... We're all just civil. Civilized experience, which is great. We all respect one another. It's awesome. It's taken a long time to get to this point, but it's great. It's great that we have a nice, harmonious community. So if you want to be part of it, don't forget to subscribe and like the video as well, because YouTube say that's good for the... I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. People say that. Mr. B said like the video, so So yeah. Okay. Fritz needs to serve well, because this match could be over in 10 minutes. Alcaraz, Fritz serves, a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Is a double fault. Love 15. Love 15. And of course, straight after this, we've got Sinner versus Djokovic, which is supposed to be the better matchup, to be honest. I mean, this wasn't supposed to be as interesting as the next one. The next one, I think a lot of us think that it's going to be way more competitive. Does your back hurt for sitting so long? No. As we're just serving to the forehand, it's an ace again, 30-15. I've only been sitting down for like 2.5 hours. I like this community, not a cult. It's definitely not a cult. It's definitely not a cult. Rosie O'Donnell could beat both of these guys left-handed. Wow. I mean, you said that like a lot. So, like, I think you've talked about Rosie O'Donnell a lot. So, I think, are you her related? Rosie O'Donnell in the row of box. That's what you said 3 days ago. Are you like, what's your obsession with Rosie O'Donnell? 40-15. As the return goes into the backhand of Fritz. Fritz hits a winner and he holds. Good hold. 4-4. Ow. Shit. That's all right. I didn't need my knuckle anyway. No, we're not a cult. This is not a cult. This is a tennis community. All right, 4-4. Don't laugh at my finger. Just smacked it on the table. I need a medical timeout. All right. Alcaraz serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve, Alcaraz. Into the backhand of Fritz. He shanks it wide. It was a great second serve by Alcaraz. Good body serve. 15 love. Thank you, Trish. Appreciate it. All right, 15 love. 7 to 4 to Fritz. Volley from Alcaraz is a drop shot. It's too good. Oh, Fritz gets there, but he hits it in the net. God, how does Alcaraz go from hitting a 131 mile an hour serve, and then the very next shot is like the most delicate, soft drop shot of all time? Like, how does he go from doing that? Like a 131 serve and then just like a little finesse drop shot. I mean, how is that even possible? Most of us, if we could ever hit a 131 serve, would then just smack the shit out of the next ball and try and hit a 131 volley. To go from like whacking the ball and then just is crazy. It looks so easy. It's so not easy. As he comes to the net again, and then Fritz in the net with a backhand, 40 love. It's crazy. 40 love. Like the change of pace so quickly within 2 shots is crazy. So, I mean, Alcaraz he was made in a lab. We talked about this all the time. He's not real. He was made in a lab. As Fritz hits it out and it's 5-4 Alcaraz. And he does it all the time, so we're used to it now. But 2 years ago, we're like, who the hell is this guy? Who is this guy doing crazy things? It's crazy. What is his worst? Chat? Because the list is shorter if we talk about his worst shot. What is Alcaraz's worst shot? What's his worst shot? I think his worst attribute is that he does sometimes fall asleep. Like he stops. He does sometimes, that's it. The worst thing he does is that he doesn't concentrate for the entire match. But what happens when he does? I don't want to play that guy. That guy doesn't lose if he pays attention. But like, what's his worst shot? Drop shots? He drops sets. Oh, okay, yeah. He drops sets. Yeah, exactly. Like his focus is his worst shot. But what happens when he like locks in? He's not going to lose. That guy doesn't lose. It's crazy. Backhand slice? It's not the worst shot, but his backhand's his worst shot, you reckon? God, it's hard to find, isn't it? We're struggling. Backhand is average? Okay. It's obviously not as bad, not bad enough to... I mean, not that bad. I mean, it's still winning with it. Jumping overhead smash? Or jumping overhead backhand. Well, that's a harder shot in tennis. He doesn't have a bad shot. His weakness, a loss of concentration. Yeah, that's his only weakness that is visible. Is that he... is that he loses concentration and drops random sets at times, right? But he still wins matches. It doesn't cost him the match. 30 love. 30 love. As Fritz serves again. A fault. Second serve. The worst shot is his lob. I disagree. I think he's got a great lob. Is it a forehand now from Alcaraz into the forehand of Fritz? Alcaraz the forehand again to the forehand of Fritz. To the forehand of Alcaraz. Goes down the line. The backhand of Fritz on the stretch. Alcaraz slice. Is a drop shot. Fritz gets it with a slice down the line. Alcaraz the forehand pass. Is in. It's out. Fritz left it. 40 love. Nice work from Fritz. 40 love. Cam Shush, Maiden and Lab is getting to the tinfoil folks started. How? Anyways, backhand to the slice of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net, 5-all. Fritz holds. He was made in a lab. I can prove it. I know, like, I've been to the lab. I've seen the capsule that he was made from. I mean, Chad, haven't you not? This is common knowledge. Haven't you seen this? It's crazy. Well, I went there. Hey, Leo's still there. We love that. 1 in the chat if you love Leo. 2 in the chat if you want to get banned. All right. 5-5. Alcaraz serves. Good hold by Fritz, by the way. And even if he gets broken to lose this, the scoreline's been competitive. And we love that for Fritz. He's not as far behind these guys as maybe we all thought at the start of the week. By the way, chat, stop putting 2s in the chat. Smart asses. Anyways, just say nothing. Serve and volley goes wide and it's love 15. Just say nothing. Just say nothing, all right? Love 15, the serve and volley, no good. Thank you, Morven. At least you were nice about it. Love 15. Serve to the forehand of Fritz. Return goes the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Fritz on the stretch. Alcaraz forehand. Inside out winner. 15-all. 15-all. As Alcaraz serves again. So the forehand of Fritz. Good return. Alcaraz backhand cross. Fritz is there with a slice. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Fritz slice again on the stretch. Alcaraz comes in with a volley. Fritz with a pass. But Alcaraz with a drop volley winner. Fritz just couldn't get the top spin on that shot. Had he have gotten a little, like a second longer, he would have been able to try and go for a pass. But he just pushed it. And Alcaraz with a drop volley winner, 30-15. Some of these rallies have been crazy. Love your commentary camp, but Agassi is doing a stellar job on BBC. Hey, look. I'd be listening to Agassi too if I wasn't live. If I wasn't here, I'd be listening to him as well. All right, 30-15. As Alcaraz serves. An ace out wide, 40-15. 40-15. To get back the lead. Remember, we've got Alcaraz, Sinner versus Djokovic straight after this. So stay tuned. Women's final tomorrow between Anisimova and Swiatek, which is an historic final. Uh, 40-15. Serve is a double fault. No, sorry. First serve was a fault. Thought that was it. Second serve now. Second serve is an ace. All right, serve bot. 5-6 or 6-5. Alcaraz is one game away from the final of Wimbledon for a third year in a row. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, what a kick. It hit the line. You can tell. You can see the kick. God, Chad, his serve was his weakness at one point, and that's completely changed. This tournament, he is turning into a beast on serve. All right. How we doing, chap? Where are we watching from? I haven't asked that yet. Where are we watching from? Tiebreak incoming. Well, if it doesn't happen, we know who to blame. Nobody, because it's nobody's fault, because there's no such thing as curses. Philippines, nice. Hungary, we got the UK, we got Serbia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Ireland, Trinidad, Bahamas, nice. California, USA, Cincinnati, Chicago, Michigan, Canada, Portugal, Jamaica, Adelaide, Paris, Romania, Croatia, Hawaii, Norway, Houston, Italy, Brooklyn, Indonesia, Florida, Ethiopia, Ghana, Turkey, Hong Kong, as we get a 4 now from Fritz. Inside out's a winner, and it's 15 love. Botswana, Tokyo, nice. Ireland, Malaysia, England, Lithuania, Vegas, as we're serving to the back end of Fritz, Alcaraz, but Alcaraz in the net, 30 love. We've got Brazil, we've got Pakistan, we've got Dallas, Mexico City, India, Morocco, Dubai, Bangladesh. As we just served down the tee, the back end of Alcaraz, return goes into the forehand of Fritz, but no, it's in the net by Alcaraz, and it's 40 love. Less than a minute this game to get us to a tiebreak. And it'll be a hell of a tiebreak if Fritz can win it and make it go to 5. By the way, Chad, does anyone else feel like this is the most casual 5-set? Well, if it goes 5, the most casual 5-setter ever? They're very relaxed. Anyways, backhand return goes in the forehand of Fritz. Slice Alcaraz. Fritz comes in with a volley. Alcaraz forehand pass. Too good. Too good. Little flick passing shot winner. And Fritz is like, I'm not running for that. I'm not diving for that one. I'm 40-15. Beautiful shot. Fritz serves out wide the forehand of Alcaraz. Great return. Backhand goes into the slice of Alcaraz. That's Fritz forehand. In the backhand of Alcaraz. The backhand of Fritz. Alcaraz backhand again. Is a drop shot. Fritz is going to get there and hit it wide. All right, 40-30. It feels like Fritz just needs a big serve to get it into this tiebreak. Otherwise, things could get sketchy. All right, 40-30. All right. As Fritz serves an ace out wide. Okay. Now, chat, you want to hear an interesting stat? Of course you do. That's why you're here. Alcaraz has not won a tiebreak this week. He's lost both the tiebreaks that he played. One to Rublev and he lost one to Fognini. So Alcaraz is 0-2 in tiebreaks this week. Fritz, he has 3 wins, 3 losses in tiebreaks. So he's 50-50, which is a hell of a lot better than 0. So that stat would point towards Fritz winning the tiebreak. Fritz won a tiebreak against Pirikar, a tiebreak against Diallo, a tiebreak against Hashinov, but he lost 2 tiebreaks against Pirikar where he had set points, and he also lost a tiebreak to Fokina. So 3-3 for Fritz, and Alcaraz 0-2. So that's good if you're a Fritz fan. Let's see if he can keep that record. Or if Alcaraz can break his 0. Backhand return goes out. There's 1 love Alcaraz. Who you got winning the tiebreak, chat? Who you got? Give me your predictions in the chat. I mean, I would love Fritz to win this tiebreak just to have an epic 5-setter that, because the next match I think we all think is going to go 5 as well. So I kind of would love that, but I feel like Alcaraz's going to wrap it up here. 1 love Alcaraz. So down to the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes into the forehand of Fritz. Fritz puts it away. 1-1. 1-1. Serve again. As the return goes into the forehand of Fritz. Drop shot is good. Alcaraz gets it with a lob. It goes in, and then Fritz puts up a lob. And then Alcaraz with a smash. He was just toying with Fritz. He's just toying with Fritz. 2-1. Just toying with Fritz. Fritz hit a decent drop shot. Alcaraz like, nah, not good enough. I'm just going to hit it over your head. 2-1 Alcaraz. He gets the mini break. Just too easy. He makes it look too easy. 2-1. All right, back to Alcaraz. He has that mini break. Serving to the body is too good. 137 in the body. Right in the chest. 3-1. 3-1 Alcaraz. Pittsburgh, nice. All right, serve again. Out wide the front of Fritz. Volley Alcaraz is too good. 4-1. Drop volley is crazy. 4-1. 4-1 Alcaraz. It's only one mini break, but he's halfway through. 4-1 Carlos. Juan Carlos. I see what I did there. 7 to the backhand slice. That goes in the net from Alcaraz, and it's 4-2. They change ends. (4-2) Alcaraz. Please don't put scores in the chat unless you're just predicting this tie break, but please don't put current scores in the chat. 4-2. Everybody in the royal box looks very serious at this point in time. (4-2). Serve from Fritz. Massive serve. Okay. 4-3. Alcaraz with the mini break, but Fritz with the big serves. All right, back on Alcaraz's serve. 4-3. Alcaraz to serve. Alcaraz with the serve. Here's a fault. Here's the chance. Here's his chance. Second serve. To the backhand of Fritz. Good return. Alcaraz gets it. Fritz backhand again. To the backhand of Alcaraz. As Fritz backhand again. Goes down the line. That's a great shot. And Alcaraz can't get it. 4-4. Fritz's backhand down the line. That's the winner. 4-4. That backhand down the line is such a shot. And Alcaraz was just flying across the court. Fritz is fired up. We're back on serve. 4-4. Serve. There's a fault by Alcaraz. Okay. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Fritz. Good return. Alcaraz gets it back. Fritz on the attack. Hits a winner. No, Alcaraz gets it. Is it going in though? No, it's not going in. Fritz has got the mini break. 5-4 Fritz. And he's serving. This is on Fritz's racket to take it to a fifth. 5-4. 5-4 Fritz. And he served two massive serves in the last 2 points. He was down 4-1. He serves. Out wide. Alcaraz gets it back, but it's going to go long, and it's 6-4 Fritz to take us to a fifth. 6-4 Fritz. He's one big serve away from pushing Alcaraz the distance, which not many can say they've done at Wimbledon or in Grand Slams even, you know. He serves down the tee. That's a great serve. Return goes in. Fritz backhand. Cross court. Alcaraz gets it. As Fritz, backhand goes down the middle. Alcaraz in control. Forehand inside out. Fritz with the pass. Alcaraz with the drop volley. Fritz runs! And he puts it cross court, but it's wide. And Alcaraz is back on serve. 6-5. Oh, Fritz. As soon as he got that short backhand that he hit down the middle, you knew it was going to be over. Unless Alcaraz made a mistake, but that ain't going to happen. 6-5 Fritz. Man. There's that little backhand down the middle that he just couldn't do anything with. Alcaraz took over. All right, Alcaraz serving. Still set point Fritz. We could still be going 5 in about 30 seconds. All right. Alcaraz serves. Into the body of Fritz. Return. Goes in. Alcaraz gets it back. Fritz forehand inside out. Alcaraz in trouble. As Fritz, forehand inside out, goes long, and we go to 6-all. That's a shame. Fritz was in that rally with that great return, but then he just couldn't get enough on the forehand, and it's 6-all. They change ends. Fritz knows it too. He headbutts his racket. He headbutts did he headbutt his racket, or did his racket headbutt him, I think. And that was an opportunity missed by Fritz. All right, 6-6. 2 set points saved by Carlos Alcaraz. All right, back to Alcaraz. Can he get a match point? As he serves. A fault. Man, that first serve from Alcaraz has disappeared. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Fritz. Return goes into the front of Alcaraz. Fritz on the attack. Goes cross court. Alcaraz with the pass. Fritz with a half volley in the net. Oh, Fritz just didn't attack the net enough. He just didn't commit to the net. And Alcaraz get a match point to make his third Wimbledon final in a row. And put him amongst the greatest Wimbledon players of all time, because not many people go to 3 Wimbledon finals in a row. All right. But it's on Fritz's racket. 7-6 Alcaraz. Fritz serves. Into the forward of Alcaraz. Return is short to the back of Fritz. Alcaraz back and down the line. As Fritz puts the slice. But it goes long! Alcaraz is into the final for a 3rd straight year. And he survives the tiebreak to get to it. I'll tell you this, chat. If you didn't have any respect for Fritz before this, I mean, you should have now, and you should have had before. But Fritz, I think he was way more competitive than people would have gave him credit for. He was this close to a 5-setter against the Wimbledon champion. I mean, great effort from Fritz. I think Fritz is a little bit pissed that he didn't get to a 5th. He knew the chance was there. He's a little annoyed that he didn't go the distance, but I'll tell you, what a competitive effort. What a scoreline. Great for Fritz. I think top 5 Fritz. Undeniable. The fact that he was so competitive against a guy who's won this tournament twice and is on a crazy win streak. The Alcaraz camp are all going nuts. They're all going crazy in the box. All right. GG's. But I love that for Fritz. He had a great week. He could have been out in the first round. He was 2 points away in the first round. Makes the semis. Had a great grass season as well. 2 titles along the way. And it took the guy that has more grass titles, or at least more Wimbledon, like the Wimbledon titles, to take him out. It'd be cool to see Fritz on the American hard courts again. See how he can back up that US Open final. Cincinnati. I would love to see Fritz in Cincy. Let's see how Fritz does in Cincy. On the fast courts there, if they're still fast. But But great match. Now we got the banger with Djokovic. Sinner, one of them's playing Alcaraz. So we're either getting a Sinkeraz or a Djokoraz. It's going to be a great final either way. Huge respect for Fritz. He leaves the court. Everyone's on their feet. He's signing autographs anyway. God, see, how good is that, Jay? You just have a devastating loss and then you sign autographs. I mean, that's the character. That's the character of the man. By the way, great representation of American, as the American number one male. It couldn't pick a better person to represent American men's American tennis. Him and Coco at the top and even Pegula, as well. They all hold themselves very, 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 very well and represent American tennis very well. But it's all about Alcaraz, chat. Alcaraz in the third final in a row. Not many have done that in the past. Only the great Wimbledon champions have done that. The Boris Beckers, the Stefan Edbergs, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Sampras. I mean, we're talking about the greats. Borg, McEnroe, the greatest Wimbledon champions ever. And Alcaraz is in that category with the third straight title final. If he wins the title, that puts him in a whole other category. But we'll talk about that on Sunday if it happens. But great effort from Fritz. But King Carlos is the king for a reason. All right, now we have our second match of the evening, or the afternoon. What day is it? So jump on over here, talk amongst yourselves. We'll be back to watch Sinner versus Djokovic. I'm not sure what this next match is going to look like. I had a feeling this match was going to go this way, but I have no idea what's going to happen in the next match. The next match is going to be, anything could happen. It could be a straight sets win. It could be a 5-set epic that we all want. It could be, I don't even know. I have no idea. All I know is that Alcaraz in the final, 6-4, 5-7, 7-6. Sorry, 6-4, 5-7, 6-3, 7-6. He's into the final. He avoids a 5-setter, which is great for him because now he doesn't have to play that extra set. And now he can sit back in the locker room as he warms down and sees who he's going to play and hope that these guys play for 4 or 5 hours in the next match, which they could. Both are coming in with some injury concerns. The elbow for Sinner and the leg for Djokovic. We'll keep an eye on both of those things, but it's Alcaraz into his third straight final. He is him.